बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मेरा जीना मेरा मरना इलाही तेरी खातिर हो।
नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम, अम्मा बाद। औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम, बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। क़द अफ़्लह मन ज़क्काहा व क़द ख़ाब मन दस्साहा। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा। आमीन। Indeed, all praise belongs to Allah. We seek His help and His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil of our souls and from the evil consequences of our evil actions. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, today we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is, even knowledge is not enough. Even knowledge is not enough, or I would say, even knowledge will not benefit if you don't do this. This is the topic. If you don't do this, even knowledge is not going to benefit you. Right? So I request all of you to pay attention here. Let us go back to our avowed enemy, Iblis, Shaitan. He too had knowledge. He spoke to Allah directly. He spoke to Allah, and Allah spoke to him directly, sometimes without even mediator. If you look at the ayat of Al-Araf, Allah is asking, what is stopping you from making the prostration when I am commanding you? Allah is telling Iblis, when I am the person, I am the one who is commanding you, what is stopping you from making the prostration? You understand? Allah is directly talking to him. That means Iblis knows who is Allah. Isn't it? Does he have the knowledge of Allah or not? He knows who is Allah, but he became disobedient. By being disobedient, by not obeying the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he has done kufr. He has done major kufr, that too. Kufr of highest form, because directly he disobeyed Allah. You understand? Allah spoke to him and he disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only that, he blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you made me go astray, I will lie in wait for them, for the people, for the mankind, and you will not find most of them grateful to you. Right? I will lie in wait for them. You will not find most of them grateful to you. You understand? قال فبما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. I will lie in wait where? On صراطك المستقيم, on the straightest path, on the righteous path, that path which will take the mankind to Jannah. He will lie in wait, in ambush, along with his lashkar, along with his soldiers, to divert the mankind, to attack the mankind. You understand? He blamed Allah, because you made me go astray. Allahu Akbar. Disobedient, he demonstrated his disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by not following the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Moreover, adding to that, he blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He argued with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He argued. He said, I am better than Adam. You created me with fire. You created Adam with clay. I am better than him. He argued with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he did a major kufr. He has the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knows who is Allah. But still, the knowledge did not benefit him. Your knowledge, even knowledge that you have, will not benefit you if you don't do this. So what is that? What is that you and me are supposed to do on daily basis so that our knowledge can benefit us? My dear friends, if we don't do this, this knowledge will become only theoretical, only theory. There are so many da'is also today in this world. So many da'is are there, da'is who invite people to Islam, who do tabligh, who are busy in doing the islah, rectifying of the beliefs of the fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, and who are inviting the non-Muslims to the truth. They are da'is also, they have knowledge. But for some of them, unfortunately, may Allah open our eyes to the truth, their knowledge has become only theoretical because they are very rude in their approach, very harsh. The words that they use, the tone that they use, nobody gets inspired. It will not have any weightage also. It will not have any impact on the minds of the listeners. You understand? What is the use? And my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, on the day of judgment, you will be asked how much knowledge did you obtain, how much knowledge did you gather, and how much of the knowledge you have put into practice. We are going to face these questions. And if we acquire knowledge, listen to me carefully, all of you, Firdaus. If we acquire knowledge and we don't act upon that, you know what will happen on the day of judgment? इल्म हासिल करेंगे, अगर अमल नहीं करेंगे इल्म के मुताबिक, it's a huge danger. You know what will happen? That knowledge will stand against you. That knowledge will stand against you on the day of judgment. On the day of judgment, the same knowledge will stand against you as a witness. It will tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he had this much knowledge, but he did not put that into practice. अमल तो इसने पाया, हासिल किया, लेकिन इल्म तो इसने पाया, हासिल किया, लेकिन अमल से महरूम था, अमल नहीं किया इसने. So is knowledge meant for only preaching, only acquiring, not putting into practice? Is it like that? No, isn't it? So our knowledge will not benefit us if we don't do this. What is that we should do? Right? We have to do what, introspection. What is introspection? In simple words, self-analysis. What is that? Self-analysis. What is that? We say in Urdu, muhasaba. Muhasaba. We have to check our own self. We have to find out what are the aib that we have, what are the drawbacks that we have, what are the defects that we have. Drawbacks or defects that we have. What are the drawbacks and defects that I have? We have to check ourselves. You know about yourself, don't you? Isn't it? You need to ask yourself, am I lazy person? Am I lazy? Ask yourself, am I lazy? If you are lazy and you acquire knowledge, will it be of any use? Can you put that into practice if you are lazy? It's like we all know the importance of establishing 5 times prayer. And if I am lazy, will I establish? Will I get up for Fajr? No. Will I have any sense of urgency? Already call for prayer is over. Maghrib time. Still I am at home. Slowly I am walking. By the time I reach the masjid, it is already second unit of prayer, second rakat or third rakat. Why it is happening? Because of laziness. Because of laziness. Similarly, angry. Ask yourself, are you an angry person? Short-tempered? If you are angry, short-tempered, can you behave well with the people? Will you treat them with kindness? Is kindness not required in our dawa? Sumayya, is kindness not required? Who will listen to you if you are not kind, if you are not soft-spoken in your approach? Isn't it? Who will listen to us? Will you appreciate a person who is very harsh? Isn't it? So anger. Third one is harsh. Are you harsh? Are you rude? Ask yourself. Sumaya, make a note of all these things. Are you harsh? Are you rude? Are you careless? Find out. Do introspection. Sincere introspection is required. Sincere introspection is required. Analyze yourself. कैसे इंसान हैं आप? कैसा इंसान हूँ मैं? राइट? हमारा हिसाब लेना है. मुहासबा का मतलब क्या है? हमारा हिसाब हम खुद लेना है. मुहासबा means what? Muhasaba is from the word hisab, taking account of our own self. Allah हमारा हिसाब लेगा. Allah will take account of our deeds on the day of judgment. Before we meet Allah, every day, let us take account of our own self. As to what kind of person I am, what kind of person are you? Think about yourself. Do self-analysis. Work on overcoming these things. Work on overcoming these things. Stubborn. Some people are stubborn. Some are arrogant. Overconfidence. Some are hasty. बहुत जल्दी फैसले. Isn't it? They speak very fast. They are angry, short-tempered. They have slippery of tongue. They use vulgar words. They use wrong tone. What is the use of knowledge, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, if we don't work on this and rectify ourselves? समझ में आ रही ना बात आपको, अब्दुल रज़ा? With all these defects and many more, can we act upon the knowledge? Moreover, some people have too much of love for the wealth of the world. With too much of love for the wealth of the world. So can you act upon the knowledge? When you have too much of love for the wealth of the world, for the furniture, for the gadgets, you always want branded dress, branded shoes, branded gadgets, all costly items. You don't compromise with the brand. Subhanallah. You don't adjust anywhere. So can you act upon the knowledge? It is not possible. And that too, right? Intense desires, and you are not working on subjugating them. Khwahishat hain. Human being is a bundle of desires. But what we should do? We have to regulate our desires. We have to control our desires. Isn't it? मन में जो भी ख्याल आया, जो भी करना चाहते हैं उस पे अमल करेंगे तो क्या होगा? गुमराह हो जाएंगे. Will get destroyed in the process. You understand? Will get destroyed in the process. So with too much of desires, too much of wealth for the love for the wealth of the world, I am not going to act upon the right knowledge. That's why Allah mentions, Alhamdulillah, that's why Allah mentions, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. This is from Surah Shams, Surah number 91, Ayat 9 to 10. Many a times we have discussed them. Surah Shams. One who purifies his soul is successful. One who makes it impure, corrupts it, is failure. अब प्यूरिफाई कैसे करेंगे? हाउ कैन वी प्यूरिफाई आवर सोल? हाउ कैन वी प्यूरिफाई आवर सोल? लेट अस टॉक अबाउट दैट इन सिंपल वर्ड्स. वन हु प्यूरिफाइज हिज सोल, जिसने भी अपने नफ्स को पाक किया वो कामयाब हुआ, इज सक्सेसफुल. वन हु करप्ट्स इट, करप्ट्स हिज सोल, मेक्स इट इम्प्योर, गुनाहों में मुलविस किया, मुब्तला किया, वो क्या हुआ? नाकाम हुआ. इज ए फेल्यूर. Right? This is from Surah Shams, Ayat 9 to 10. Now, how can you purify yourself? Because we all want success. We all want success. And how can we become successful? By acquiring knowledge and acting upon that knowledge. And for that, what we should do? How purifying can be done? How can we purify ourselves? By doing what? Number one, by protecting yourself from evils, from evil, from sins. गुनाहों से अपने आप को बचाना. Isn't it? We have to protect ourselves from what? From evil things, wicked things, ugly things, dirty things, sins. And this should be on a regular process, on a daily basis. Right? ये करना है. Second thing, by involving in good deeds. Involving in what? Good deeds. नेकियां करते रहना है. Every day you should do some good deed. Other than establishing 5 times prayer, morning, evening askar, tilawat-e-Quran, other than these things, you should involve yourself in doing some good deeds, like benefiting others, removing their burden, helping them, supporting them. You understand? Wiping their tears, whatever, in whatever form it is possible for you. Doing some charity, feeding the poor people, sharing your belongings with others who are needy, all that. Right? Involving in good deeds. And the last one is, third one is, you should be working on developing or enhancing your character. Enhancing your character. That means you should be working on rectifying these things which are there in your personality. ये जो ऐब हैं आपके अंदर, find out which defects are there in you. You need not wait for anybody to tell you. You can do the sincere introspection of yourself, sincerely, for the sake of Allah, for attaining the pleasure and proximity of Allah. You do this. Because even if you acquire knowledge, that knowledge will not benefit you. That will not motivate you to do good deeds. That will not help you from protecting yourself from the sins. That will not help you in protecting yourself from the sins also. वो knowledge बेकार हो जाएगा. That knowledge will not benefit you unless and until you do these two things along with the third one on a daily basis. What is the third one, Rumaisa? What is the third one? थर्ड वन क्या है अब्दुल रज़ाक? ये जो आयब हैं, ड्रॉबैक्स, वी हैव टू वर्क ऑन देम एंड ओवरकम देम. इसके ऊपर वर्क करना है हम लोग, ये चीज़ों को ओवरकम करना है. आई शुड ओवरकम माई लेजीनेस, आई शुड कंट्रोल माई एंगर. यू अंडरस्टैंड? I should not be stubborn, harsh in my approach. I should work on improving my character. ये आयब जो है ना, इसको ओवरकम करना है. You got it clear? Faika? Got it? So then, only then, right, there is a possibility of becoming successful by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah grant us understanding. May Allah forgive us. May Allah keep us united in this world, in piety, in taqwa, and in Jannatul Firdaus, in Akhirah. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.